Internationally this morning, Iran has issued its first known death sentence connected to the recent anti-government protests. This is the 8th week of public unrest in the country following the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini. The United Nations estimates that about 14,000 people have been arrested or detained, about 1,000 people charged. And as Ashley Burke joins us this week in our London bureau, now we have, as I said, Ashley, this first known death sentence. What more information do we have on this today?
Well, Heather, capital punishment is now a way that the government's stepping up its crackdown on demonstrators. And in this case, the court said the accused, who is unnamed, set a government building on fire and was sentenced for disturbing public order and colluding to commit a crime against national security. And while this is the first known death sentence tied to these protests, the UN estimates that the death toll over the past 2 months has risen to more than 300 people, including dozens of children. Iran also has one of the highest rates of execution in the world, which rose dramatically last year by 25%. Amnesty International estimates more than 300 people were executed last year.
Ashley, there are concerns as well about a prominent activist, someone who's viewed as one of the leaders of this protest movement, and wonders and worries about his whereabouts. Now, tell us more about him and what we know.
Well, Hossein Ronabi's family doesn't know where he is right now, and they are very concerned about his safety. He's known as one of the most well-known political prisoners in Iran, someone who spoke out to Western media about the regime. And amid all of that, he stayed inside Iran. Then he surrendered himself to authorities in late September to spare his family the risk of hiding him. He's been detained in a Tehran prison, and his family said that he was beaten there, that agents broke both of his legs, and in response, he stopped eating as a way to fight back. Now, I've been speaking to his friend Laleh Rudy early this morning, who says Ronabi has been on a hunger strike for 50 days, that he has all kinds of health issues, including only having one kidney. And he was taken to hospital yesterday afternoon, but there was a 5-hour period after being taken from the jail to the hospital where his family didn't know where he was, which raised a lot of questions, a lot of concern in Tehran. And people headed to the hospital, including his father, to make sure he was there. Now, Laleh said that security forces cleared all the doctors and nurses and brought their own staff in, and after a few hours they left the hospital. But now Ronabi's whereabouts are unknown. The family is going hospital to try and find him. So far, nothing. They are concerned what could happen to him, but also take some comfort, his friend said, in knowing that if the regime does something to Ronabi, it could further inflame the demonstrators because of how well known he is.
Ashley Burke watching the story for us from London this morning. Thank you, Ashley.